Hey everybody, Martika here. Welcome to my channel. And today I am going to have really a serious conversation with you about why you should be sewing now. Okay. If you don't know how to sew, why you should be learning how to sew. All right. I'm going to give you really 10 reasons why this is really, I feel really important right now in this day and time that we are in, where cost is rising, where a lot of people are losing their jobs while things are uncertain. While sewing is very, very important right now, and knowing how to at least the basics, if nothing else. Okay. So we're going to jump in, and this is not up on my blog yet, but it will be, so that you can refer back to it. I will be sure to have this up this week so that you can, take a look, print it out, want to make some notes and just really keep it in front of you. So the first reason why you should be sewing now is to save money on clothes. All right, so this is, of course, for someone who already knows how to sew. Even if you are learning to sew, there are basic pieces that you can learn to sew that will still save you money, like t-shirts, like your easy to sew dresses, your easy to sew pants. There's so many patterns out there that you can learn how to sew with. And so saving money on clothes, making your own is really affordable. Okay. You will find where some people might say that it is not affordable, but with me, I am all about budgeting. I am all about saving money, especially with this area of sewing. Okay. So it's not necessarily about always going out there and buying more expensive fabrics. A lot of times it's about repurposing what you already have. It's about seeing what you can make out of something that's sitting around your house, or something that you can pick up from the thrift store. I'm talking about like other clothes, buying larger clothes that are way too large for you and making something else out of those garments, just using the fabric, especially if there's tons of fabric in that piece. Repurposing things that you've already made if you already sew. Taking bed sheets make amazing clothing. Okay. You can choose like cotton, you can choose polyester blend, you can choose linen. Bed sheets are everywhere. You take them, wash them up, especially if you have some around the house that you're not using. You might not have those size beds anymore. Even if it's, you may go to like a discount store or something if you want your sheets brand new, and say like buy some twin size sheets, queen size, king size, depending on what you're making. You can get a lot of fabric out of sheets. Okay. And not only that, you can find them in solids and you can find them in prints. The same with things like curtains and tablecloths and things like that. You guys, the opportunities are endless when it comes to sewing. All right. So that is the first reason why. The second reason is because you can tailor your clothes to fit you perfectly. All right. I will tell you that my most comfortable clothes are the ones that I made myself. I kid you not. My most comfortable items are those that are fitted to me, because I've taken the time out to size them for myself, to make adjustments where adjustments need to be made, and to the point to where they fit the way that I like them. And yes, I've made a lot of clothes that don't fit the way that I wanted them to fit. So you know what I do? I repurpose them into something else. Okay. Even if it's nothing but repurposing them into a bag. Okay. They get repurposed. So yeah, you can tailor your clothes to fit your body the way that you need them to fit. And by doing so, it makes them so comfortable, and it even looks better. The third reason is you can repair your own clothing instead of replacing things. All right. So that's going to save you money big time. If you get a rip in something, or if something gets worn out, or anything like that. There's patches, there's cutting things out, reincorporating another patch of fabric, in different places. If you break a zipper, you can replace it yourself. The same with buttons and things like that. Instead of going out trying to find something else to replace that item that has gotten torn or ruined in some way, you can just repair it yourself. So that is a way to save really lots and lots of money when you think of like alterations and things like that. Yeah, you can do it yourself. And not only that, things like this usually happen to our favorite pieces. Am I right? I mean, the things that something gets spilled on and you can't get the stain out, you know what? There's something called dye, that where you can dye your clothes a different color, and still be able to wear that favorite, whatever it is, just tie dye it, whatever you want, to be able to keep wearing it. But it's always the favorite items that gets ruined. So if you know how to sew, you can basically repair that thing yourself, make a lot, save a lot of money, and be able to keep wearing that favorite thing. It just looks a little different, okay, at that point. And another one of my favorite things to do that I'm actually going to get back into doing around here, because things are just too high to be out there buying anyway, is making your own home decor. You guys, how many ways can you change up a look with something as simple as pillowcases? Okay, a pillowcase can change an entire look, okay, to your sofa, to your bed, and things like that. Not just pillowcases, you can do like pot holders, what is it? Pot holders, the gloves, the pot holder gloves, towels, blankets, things like that. And not just sewing. Some things, you can do like me, crochet it, knit, to make it your own in your own space, in your own home decor. You can make your own curtains, okay? A lot of times I can't really find the curtains that I have in mind for my room. So sometimes it's worth going to search out fabrics or sheets to turn into some curtains that where you can kind of get that look, that customized look that you want. And another thing, when doing it yourself, nobody else is going to have what you have in your home. So yeah, there's all sorts of home decor that you can sew and make up that is going to make your home fabulous, and it's going to save you a lot of money. The next thing is create unique gifts. Okay, you can definitely create some unique gifts with your sewing. I am to the point, and it's a lot of fun. I actually sew all of my gifts now. Okay, whoever the recipient is, I am usually finding myself sewing the gift. And another thing that I find is that it's even more happily received, because they appreciate that I took out the time to sew something for them, to make something for them. Okay. And those of us who sew, we know that, when we sew, people are wanting us to make things anyway. So when we gift them something that is handmade by us, they really appreciate it. This is also something too, to where you can do some batch sewing and already have some gifts made up, for maybe some birthdays or holidays like Mother's Day, Father's Day, things that's coming up, to where you're going to be giving gifts, or you're never at a loss for what to give as a gift, because you've already taken like extra fabric that you've had, and you've already cut out and sewn these things up because you knew that you would be able to give it to somebody. So yeah, being able to sew up some unique gifts, it keeps you out of the stores. If you are like me, you have a lot of scrap fabric, you have a lot of zippers and buttons and all types of notions, to where you can just make up a gift and make it even more unique, to where what you're gifting them, nobody else is going to have that gift. All right. So the next one is avoiding fast fashion costs. Okay. And we kind of talked about that at the beginning when we were talking about saving money on clothing, but retail prices, oh my gosh. I I don't even enjoy shopping anymore for clothes. I'm just be honest with you. I would rather make it. I would rather make it. The only thing that I do find myself going out to grab, and it's usually if I need it really quick, is like a t-shirt or tank top or something simple like that that I need to layer under something. But for the most part, I enjoy making my own stuff because number one, I usually have fabric I can use, so it's going to save me some money. And number two, it fits better. Okay. That's just that. So, yeah, you're going to save money there. Another thing, let me ask, have you all seen the movie? I think it's on Netflix, and I think it's called Buy Now. It's actually a documentary. And it has like former employees of different big major companies that people buy a lot of fashions from. I won't list them because the show will tell you. And they talk about production and how much clothing and just things are being produced and where they end up. If you have not seen it, you need to see it. It is on Netflix. And like I said, I believe it's called Buy Now. And it is a wake up call. And it made me appreciate my gift of sewing even more. Okay. To just help with a, a lot of this waste. Imagine everybody doing this and we can save so much. When I say waste, I'm not even putting a fingerprint on what you will see if you have not seen that documentary. So yeah, I encourage you. No, Netflix ain't paying me for this. I'm telling you, really, as a good servant here, go and watch the documentary. All right. So the next one is what I just talked about is use fabric scraps. Okay, you can get creative with your fabric scraps instead of going and buying, more handbags and tote bags and things like that. You can take your fabric scraps and create some bags and things that's just made for you. Or if you're like selling on the side, you can make some really creative things with your fabric scraps. If you quilt, you can make some very beautiful, unique quilts with your fabric scraps, give them as gifts, sell them, make you a little bit of money. You can do so many things. You can also make things like napkins for your home. You can make coasters for your home or even gift them to other people. We are talking about using what you got and repurposing, and that's what I just finished talking about with the Buy Now documentary. And then you can also customize your style for less. Okay. I know me personally, I have been like taking a couple of different patterns and putting them together with the same fabrics and things like that. I find that so enjoyable because I might have a look in my head. It may not be just one pattern for it, but I can put two or three together and get that exact look. And I am customizing it for my own style, whether it be like all the same color, or you might be doing some different colors, but you're going for a certain look, like a jacket, a top, and some pants, or a dress and some pants, or a dress and a duster. You can just do all sorts of things, putting some shorts with a certain top. It's so unlimited what we can do in the sewing community. So yeah, you can customize your own style. You don't have to spend time going out looking for your style, and you can do it for a lot less money. All right. The next one is turning your sewing into a side hustle. You can make some money on the side with your sewing. Now, whether you enjoy sewing garments for other people, I do not. So that is not me. However, there are other things that I like to make instead. And you could do things if you enjoy making bags, if you enjoy making toys like little stuffed animals, you can sew some of those up. You can have your own baby line. You guys, so much you can do. There's so much you can do. Book covers. Oh gosh, I'm just thinking of things out of the top of my head. Bookmarks. Just just whatever. Okay, whatever you can sew, whatever your hands find to do, you can also make some money on the side. You can do this by selling at different local craft markets, craft shows and things like that. You can find a spot to sew online, whether it's having your own website or selling on platforms like Etsy, or Michaels have a marketplace. Amazon have a marketplace where you can sell your handmade crafts and things. And there are other places, Shopify, where you can sell things like that. So you guys, you can definitely turn your sewing into a side hustle. And then also really just reaching out to family and friends. You can do things like this, having your own private shows. Okay, like there used to home parties used to be really popular back in the days. I know because I used to do some of them. But you can take your own items that you make, okay, and have your friends get some of their friends together and things like that. Have your own private showings of the things that you have made. All right, so yeah, if you need some money, there are many ways to make some money with your sewing. And then the last thing I want to share with you is that you gain a lifelong skill. So if you don't know how to sew, or if you're in the process of knowing how to sew, you guys, this is a lifelong skill. First touched the sewing machine in junior high. That was my first time touching the sewing machine. No, I have not been sewing since then. But let me tell you something. It was years later in high school when I touched another sewing machine. And guess what I did not forget? I didn't forget how to thread that machine. It's like driving a car, or like they say, like riding a bicycle, or just doing things that you have done over and over again before, that, or something that you have done maybe a few times and you enjoyed it so much, your mind just grasped a hold of it and you didn't forget it. That is how it is with sewing, especially when you enjoy it. You gain a lifelong skill that you can refer back to, and you can make money from it. You really can. So, yeah, these are some things, some different ideas and reasons why you should be sewing now. Okay, not waiting, now. And if you are needing like places where you can learn to sew, YouTube University, okay, is a great platform to where you can learn just about everything. But if you want like a more organized, way of learning to sew, there's Sew It Academy, Mimi G Sew It Academy. I am a part of Sew It Academy because although I already know how to know how to sew, I enjoy the PDFs. I enjoy learning new skills. You never stop learning when you sew. There are always different things that you can do. That's another thing that I love about it. So yeah, you might want to start sewing now if you're not already. And if you are sewing, you might want to go ahead and level up to see what else you might want to be doing with your skill. So I hope that this has been helpful to you. It has been a lot of fun for me to share it with you, especially in this time. There's a lot of chaos going on right now, but this is where we can just kind of focus and just kind of get away from everything else and see what our needs are in our home and in our life, and how that sewing machine can help bring this together, and we can get our focus on the things that we need and get it done. So let me know what you think about this in the comments. Let me know your thoughts. If you're already doing some of these things that I have mentioned, and subscribe if you haven't. Thumbs up on this video. That helps my channel if you haven't already. And you guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Have a great one. Bye-bye.